Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Divine Panther Presents. We're going to continue down the Taylor Sheridan road as we talk about his new series, Landman. Season 1, episodes 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do all 3 today. What do we think about the show? Are we going to continue to watch it? The jury's still out for me, but we will talk about all that. Jamani loves it. We'll talk about that too. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video and comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end. We got a lot of things to discuss, what we want to happen, what did happen, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, during the intro, we'll do it. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? Wait. I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so what is Landman? Landman is led by Billy Bob Thornton, playing Tony Norris, who is the fixer of sorts for an independent oil company in Texas. And all the shenanigans he gets into trying to keep the oil business going and dealing with his family, basically. We got about 3 episodes. So what did we see? What did we like? We got positives. We're gonna get into all that. Jamani, please, you will lead us off. Tell us what makes you say this is the show. Next It Show is what you said to me. Please, sir.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton is, taking his, outlaw type of approach and, comedic talents to the oil industry and dealing with the cartels and all that stuff. I think it's really good, and I think Billy Bob Thornton is going to be like the man's man or the alpha for the forthcoming generation. Because I'm like, anybody who goes to the hospital with, part of your finger hanging off, the doctor wants to do, some elaborate surgery, and he's like, nah, I'll just cut it off now. Here, you stitch it out. So and he tells it like it is. Like everything he says is basically like, I don't know, it's like a quotable or bars,
Well, okay, so let's go on this. So first, Billy Bob is 69, so he ain't new of nothing. Okay, so like he's an old school man by a true definition. And he's Billy Bob. Like what Taylor Sheridan did was take a guy and say, just be you, and I'll give you the writing that lets you be you. I felt like I was watching Bad Santa, except now Bad Santa runs an oil rig. Complete with last time I did you in the butt, it messed up you up for 2 weeks. I feel like that's coming before the season's over. But he is the Southwest. He is the rancher, the redneck. Like that's who he is. Like he could have been a better John Dutton just by voice alone. Because I'm like, I love Kevin Costner, but he sounds like Batman. Like I'm like, Billy Bob is it. Like he is that dude. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to do much. Just put on the cowboy hat and say, let me cut off my finger. That was an awesome scene though, Jamani. I was like, wow, Taylor Sheridan, you took it to another level with this dude right here. Better than the staple thing. Everybody does the staple thing now. And I'm like,
yeah.
Right? It's like the arm sling. It's like the new arm sling. Everybody has to staple themselves to some silly shit. He's like, no, I'm just gonna cut off my finger and keep it moving. I was like, he is the show. He's and it's Cooper, his son. His son is to me, he's Rip. I saw when I saw the preview, I said this is the oil version of Yellowstone, but like Tommy is Rip. If the show was about him and he is the face of the business and the street part of the business, while like Monty is like John, like big picture, like CEO, like I'm the money guy, but who's kicking down doors is Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. To me.
But I like for the first episode that Taylor Sheridan kept with, what he did in kind of like the Yellowstone, what they did in the Shield, where they build up a character, or in this case, 3 characters, and then just kill them at the end of the episode.
We'll put that in the maybe. I was disappointed. These are great actors. And I thought they were going to go to distance, especially with Cooper. I thought he was going to get mentored. He's a Casey/Jimmy character, right? Like he's a fuck up.
I see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's the Jimmy, but he's also the Casey because he has a vision, right? Like he wants to be that. And his daddy's like, you'll get there one day, son, but first you got to get started. Take steps, right? Like that kind of thing. So you're rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, and I want more of Cooper. And definitely not the daughter, but I'm trying to stay positive. But Kim, let's stay positive. What did you like about these 3 episodes, if anything, please?
Okay, so I like Billy Bob Thornton. I think that his dry humor is and sarcasm is on point. But it is true that I would say Taylor Sheridan is catering his writing to who Billy Bob is, right? And how Billy Bob as a character actor really does not change too much. He's always Billy Bob, right? Which is fine. There's been many people before him who are who they are, and when they're acting, they're character actors, but you recognize they're the same person, right? Like Jeff Goldblum, he's never different.
He's always Jeff Goldblum. I don't give a damn who is he playing.
Yeah. But he's good at it. He's really good. He's always entertaining. He's got the sarcasm, the dry humor, and I love him for it, right? So it's the same thing with Billy Bob. So that's a positive, right? Also for me, another positive, John Hamm, great actor. Demi Moore, don't need to even say, she's a great actress, but I like the dynamic between her and John Hamm, their character. They didn't give him a trophy wife. They gave him a age appropriate wife. And I like that because a lot of these shows do not do that. And Demi Moore, whether she's in her early 20s when she was the hottest thing going, to now where she's in her 60s and she's beautiful, right? She deserves to be a trophy wife. And that's what she is right now, right? For the John Hamm character, right? So I that's a positive for me. I would say, of course, the community that we have, I'm not sure if they're Mexican, the family who lost their family. Yeah. Very, very showing the true nature of being in a Mexican family. You mourn together, you love each other. You know, it's you eat together. That's how you grieve the person, right? And so I thought that was really well done. But I do have some things to say about some of the scenes in the house. But anywho, I would say that for me that's my positives that I can think of for right now. I think the show is entertaining. I would say that in the 3rd episode, it really dropped the ball for me. Like, I was like, why are we concentrating so much on this woman, this ex-wife? Like, we don't need this. We just don't need it.
We'll get more to those kids. Okay. From a casting perspective, I want to identify Dale. Dale is that dude in every Taylor Sheridan project.
He's always the same.
If Taylor eats, Dale eats. He's ensured this man is employed. Like, they got to be family at some level, because but he knows his role. Like, Lioness, say Yellowstone prequels, like Yellowstone, like he's that dude, right? And he's good, and I want more of him. I like to. The first episode, the first scene of the series set me up for something that we haven't gotten yet, but I'm gonna say it's a positive. The idea that this is a independent oil company who has to share space with a large, violent cartel. I was like, oh, this is a show. Let's get into the cartel. And we have not. And I'm like, I'm hoping that we get to this, because when you lose probably a couple of $100 million in cocaine because of an oil truck, someone's getting killed. Where are the cartel at this point to be like, how did this happen, Tommy? And what are you going to do to make us whole? Or we're going to start chopping up your daughter. But
then you have to say, yo, you stole our plane.
And the cartel gives zero fucks because he's like, because last time I checked, like this was our land. But like, I mean, even the opening scene of Tommy with a bag on his head, who just got pistol whipped, he can't see anything, and he negotiates this deal. And the cartel leader is like, okay, well, there you go, sir. Well, we'll see you. And like, they set it up like this is what the series was going to be about. Like the cartel's knocking on the door to be like, we need this jet, because we got to drop off a couple of keys. And he's like, well, just bring it back with some gas in it, because I got to get back to this oil, right? And that's not what we're getting. That is not what we are getting.
But
and
I
I'm
think
like,
that's just in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, when you see later on in the episode, he's dealing with that guy at the restaurant, and he's brokering that deal, and he's like, yeah, we'll call it something else where we're not taking liability. So he's just basically like a fixer. So it like I wasn't necessarily set up for this is going to be solely about the cartel. It was just, he's a fixer on me and everything.
But it's not. I'm not talking about solely though. But the first episode, it seemed like every episode was some kind of crisis, and the first crisis was the drug operation that blew up. Like, dare I say, literally, right? That's a thing. Like that's not oh, a couple of my guys got arrested because they were trying to steal your truck, and and the local law enforcement got involved. Like they lost a lot of product and therefore a lot of money. And in the other show, like right now, we're worried about the litigation piece of it. The lawyers in here, and I'm like, that's not the story, right? It's the cartel that should be the story. Like he's like, oh my God, they're gonna pin this on me. Should be tertiary to I may not be alive tomorrow. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like the cattle situation reminded me of Yellowstone, something like John would be dealing with. Because every season, someone's trying to take his land and mess with his cattle, and now it's an oil company. But now we're seeing it from the oil company's point of view. Like they're just trying to do a business, right? And that could be something. But I'm like, you got this. You started with this, Jamani. You started with bag overhead, killing people. Where's that? What's up, Kim? Oh, muted. I don't know if that's you or me, but
it's me. Sorry, my dog was barking. So to me, I don't really view it that way. I feel like what should have happened is that in the third act, we should have had something with the cartel, like some type of conversation, like what happened, what something about it. But instead we got I guess she's an inspector or whatever, and she's coming out to see the damage and find out what actually happened here. So while that was going on, I feel like we needed a scene where one of the cartel people was like, I need to see him. I need to see you right now, because I need to know what's going on, right? And we didn't get that scene, right? So I'm hoping that episode 4, maybe 5, we get this scene, right? I'm not saying that they're not going to do it, because I feel like you do. It is, the cartel is going to be in this, but I think that for me, the missed opportunity was we're trying to make it pull the wool over this inspector's eyes, basically, right? But we also do need to talk to the cartel, because right now, like you said, what's his character's name? Tommy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy should be like hanging up from something. Because the cartel is like, where's my stuff, right?
Or Dale or Nathan or someone in his house. He needs to come home, and like his house. So Rebecca's her name.
Let me just say this.
Falcone.
Let me say this, that this has only been 3 days. So it's like we've seen Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm like, unless their response is, the next day, we haven't even gotten through the weekend yet for the cartel to send a message of some sort or anything like that. And I'm like,
it's a cartel, so it's not like they have business hours.
Yeah, that's like
but I'm like, they could eat that, because I'm like, it's a matter of, all right, if we're trying to hold them to something or what, like you heard him say, they don't mess with the big boys, right? Like the Exxons and all those places.
Chevrons.
Yeah. So I think it might be, you have to chalk that up to the game, because the more you start trying to dig into this while this is like, world news or national news of some sort, the more scrutiny that you're going to be under. So I would just call that a loss and keep it pushing if I was the cartel.
I don't
But
think the
then this is
cartels can do that. Like
also
that
that was a plane worth of product. So that's not that.
yeah, cartel's not gonna be like, oh, we lost money.
This shit.
Oh, no, but I'm saying when you look at South American countries and they send stuff, up the Atlantic or whatever, there's a certain amount of product or shipment losses that you account for. Not everything is going to make it to shore.
But I'm saying my point, you bring up a good point, Jamani. What I'm saying is this should be conversation in the show. Like they should be showing up to be like, look, we understand we're gonna lose a couple of keys here and there. They lost a plane full and a pilot. Like this is so I'm like, this is a conversation that we need to have. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. But so Rebecca Falcone is her name. So she's a lawyer. So she's a lawyer that actually is working for the firm that's looking after the oil company. And the problem is now Tommy realized that she's a liability lawyer, which means she's trying to blame somebody, as Nathan told him. So it's either going to be you or it's going to be somebody else. So make her your friend, you know what I'm saying, and that kind of thing. So this was episode
he's gonna be
3.
Boning her. Am I the only one on that train?
Oh no, he's gonna be getting those draws. Oh, he's gonna be getting those draws. I mean, so I'm like, I don't know why we doing this. So I'm like, let's just get to the dick, because I was like, when he was like, "Hey, girl, I saved you from the snake," and I thought about Jamani at that point. But I was like, he's fucking somebody. So I'm like, and it can't be his ex-wife because she's too old. So you need someone younger. And I'm like, that's
let me tell you, that old lady looks damn good in a bikini. She looks hot. I was like, you go, girl.
I'm not. Don't
she
get
look
me
good
wrong.
out of the bikini too.
Yeah.
I mean, right. But I'm like, the way, to your point, Kim, the way Hollywood works and Billy Bob works, he's fucking somebody much younger than him.
Absolutely.
And it can't be his daughter yet. So he's like, let me get to this. Like, so I'm like, so I was like, I was like, where's his love interest? I was like, there she is. When she showed up at the bar, I was like,
as soon as she showed up, I was like, that's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like she has a Beth quality. Like I feel again, Taylor writes the same stuff, so there's some archetypes in his head, right? So like, but she's a younger, strong, but this episode showed her vulnerable, right? Like this, then she became the scared little girl that the older man had to come save, right? Right. So now she's more ingratiated into him. She's like, oh, you understand this Western stuff, you understand the snakes and stuff, and he's gonna be like, let me show you my steak. So I'm like, I feel like episode 5, he's getting it. I feel like that's what. Let's say episode 5.
I believe that it's going to happen relatively soon, and it's going to be that whole thing, like they're in a relationship, but she has to do her job, and it's going to be that whole back and forth, right? We know that's coming, right? So
yeah, but Cooper, what I liked about, I want more of Cooper. The man defended himself against 2 strangers that tried to attack him easily. Like he whooped these man's ass. He's like, I used to wrestle. I was like, no, you used to be special forces. Like that's what I want to hear. Like you could be a Marine.
Okay. So I do like this Cooper character, right? But I feel like he's like like a fish in the wrong pond. He's just trying to find his way, right? And he's very respectful, and he's he did. He was, even though they were razzing him in the beginning or whatever, the young people who died, he still was like, I still want to be on this crew. I'm a team member, right? I'm a team player, and I like that about him. And I think that he's going to have to continue to show that. I feel like the dude who almost stabbed him in the truck, I feel like that guy is going to soften towards Cooper eventually, right? They will become friends. But at the moment, the guy is grieving, right? So he has to act that way. But he had a point when he was, don't be touched. What was going on in the house where the uncles, the grandpas, everybody in the house is watching this Cooper sit next to the widower with the breastfeeding, and no one is like, what is happening here? Like,
so I hear you. So to your point, the guy sitting right next to him, like, I'm like, this must be a Tyler Perry production, because he would have been like, what is happening? But it wasn't Cooper, it was the widow. The widow was like, oh my God, you're a man, and you're making me laugh, and I'm pulling my titty out. And I'm like, this is not okay.
And the guys who were threatening him were right there across from him. Like, what is happening here?
We killing this dude tonight.
He literally was like this. Like, I'm not touching her. I'm not touching her.
He's like, please, this is not my fault. This is not my fault. I feel like that conversation should have happened immediately outside. It shouldn't have waited till the truck. Like they should have took him or followed him outside and been like, this shit ain't happening again, which is gonna happen again. I feel like that's
I feel like that's gonna be a relationship, and it's gonna be a difficult one. They're gonna have to do it in secret, right?
Yeah. If they give him some screen time. What's up, Jamar?
I'm like, all right. So when he walks into the, what do you call it, like the repass or whatever.
Yeah, let's say repass. It's fine.
Yeah. So I'm like, they were like, yeah, you better not try no more of that kung fu stuff, whatever. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of what it looked like. Yeah. I think the boss is going to be something that you should look out for as well, because
you mean John Hamm's character,
the black dude? You talking about the black dude?
Yeah.
Who called himself?
Oh,
boss.
Okay.
The guy who called himself boss.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically the guy Cooper was ordering his drink all fancy or whatever, and now the boss is doing it. He can get out and say, yeah, who has a fucking problem or whatever, and nobody says anything. So yeah, I think those two will be, are gonna click up very, very soon, and have the whole line waiting every morning or what have you.
Well, I think so. So again, kind of like a Rip kind of character. Like he again, what is his influence over the whole patch, right? Like, but clearly he's like, I'm big and black, and you ain't gonna do anything. They're like, you're absolutely right. And then they got into a truck. So like he needs a mentor, right? And it's not his dad, clearly. He's already chosen
his sister needs to start working there.
Huh?
I said his sister would fit right in working.
How do you say her name?
I don't know.
Wait, the sister? Wait, who's sister? Cooper?
Yeah, Cooper's sister.
I don't know.
Who doesn't give a shit about him, because like, yeah, your brother's in the hospital. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go and drink margaritas with mom.
No.
Like, Ainsley.
Let's go with Ainsley. Ainsley. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. Okay, so positives, right? So Monty's great. Like Demi Moore's great. We're not getting a lot of Demi Moore. Like I thought we were gonna have 3 episodes. I thought she was gonna be more involved. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure, like what like maybe because she
will. I really do. I think that you got Demi Moore. You're gonna incorporate her more. I do, because for me, I feel like she is the supporting factor for John Hamm. Like she's, you know what I mean? Like she's his wife, but she's also like, I have to, hold up my man, because without me holding him up, I need this money, basically, right? So I got to take care of him and make sure he's okay. So I think we're going to see her, but we're not going to maybe not see her constantly. But I believe that, like when she was like, honey, you need to stop drinking coffee. You're stressed out. Take your take your meds or whatever. I think we're going to see her in that capacity until there is a scandal, until there is something going on in the public eye that she has to now deal with, right? Yeah, that's what I.
So like, I would like to flush out her role in this thing. Like it's supposed to just to be the housewife, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like she's supposed to be like an equal partner, and being such a big, like a movie star. This is my first time seeing her in television. Like I mean, so for her to do this, I think that Taylor will like open it up to give her some kind of opportunity, or maybe it's her. I don't know. Angela too. So Angela and Ainsley. Look, y'all. Look. Okay, I'm done with positives now, because Ainsley is getting on my fucking nerves. Like this is unacceptable. Like there's some incestuous shit going on here. Like and I'm not okay with it. Right? Like she is a distraction. Like she stays naked. Like whether she was getting finger banged by the big Dakota Loving in front of dad in the truck at the football game. Then she tells her dad, I said, the deal is he can come anywhere he wants, just not inside me. What the fuck is happening right now? Then she is wearing Kelly LeBrock's outfit from Weird Science as she gets into the bed with her daddy. Like this, in fact, her mother, Angela, is wearing more clothes in episode 3 when she gets in bed with her ex-husband. And I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? And then I'm like, and they're curled up together. Then Then I lost my shit when the Whataburger got involved because I love Whataburger. I'm a Texan. I love Whataburger. When this spoiled bitch says, "Daddy, this is my order. Why didn't you get it the way I want it?" And her response is, "Dad," he's like, "You are too much, girl. Dad, that's because you're my father and you don't want to have sex with me." And I'm like, what in the fuck is Taylor Sheridan writing right now? Like, what Pornhub subplot do we got going on here? Then he carries his 17-year-old grown-ass daughter, and she looks at him
drunk,
and says, "I choose you, Daddy. I want to live with you, Daddy." And I was like, oh, this is what is happening right now. I just gotta be like, you know what, baby, it's all right. And then I was like, please don't let her be touching herself when her mama and daddy are in the room. Like, I didn't know where this was going. I didn't know I was prepared for anything. And I was like, but I like that she was happy to see her parents together, right? It was a genuine
genuinely like her little girl side came out. Like, oh, my parents want to get back together because they're having sex.
Okay. But she was like, wait a minute, give it to her, Daddy. Give it to her. I was like, I didn't know where this was going. They are 2 steps away from sharing the OnlyFans account. Like when I saw them at the country club,
wasn't it?
I was like, y'all gonna be on OnlyFans together. Like the mother-daughter thing works. Like y'all can get some money out of this. Because neither one of you bitches want to work. So,
but I'm like, why did she lock the door?
Yep, Jemani.
When what's his name was in the shower?
When Dale ended up in there.
Yeah.
Jemani.
Yeah.
Why is Taylor Sheridan writing this Pornhub shit? Then she runs out in a soaking wet in just a shirt and sits there with these grown men, including her father, with no clothes on but this shirt, and think this is okay. This is not okay. She's rubbing Crisco on herself. I have never in my life seen this shit on TV where somebody is rubbing Crisco on themselves as some kind of makeshift sunscreen.
That made no sense to me. For one, that's just ridiculous, right? But I don't know if they're trying to make her an airhead or something. I don't know, because that was just stupid and ridiculous. But then, like I guess that's the lawyer, right? That lives in the house with
Nathan,
right? So then he's like looking at her through the window as she's laying there, sunning. And I'm like, why are they objectifying this girl? She's 17.
So that's is legal age of consent in New York State.
So that means that old men are able to just stare and ogle a 17-year-old girl. That's okay. Like,
so see,
do you have a daughter?
Your characterization of this makes her a victim, and that's not fair.
No, I'm not making her a victim. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the way that Taylor wrote it is like it's okay to ogle a 17-year-old girl. That's what I'm saying. But that is not true.
But it's interesting, you know how old she is, because they make a point of telling us how old she is.
Yes.
No one else gets the whole, as a 17-year-old, she has a boyfriend. As a 17-year-old, like she's 27 in real life, just for the record. But like they want you to know that she's kind of legal, but kind of not. So it's okay if you watch it by yourself. Like it's all right. Like you're not doing anything wrong. It's fine. And I was like, it's wrong. It's wrong. Because she is like, notice when she was sunbathing, she was ass this way, right? Like she was like, right? It's like they make a point of ensuring that she wears as least clothes as possible.
See, we're saying the same thing here, David. We're saying the same thing. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Just because the law says at 18 you are grown does not mean you're grown.
But she's my point. Like I said, she's a character. You can make her 19. You can make her 20. Like,
and they should have made her 20 or 21.
Something, but like we don't need the 17-year-old who's like, and then for him to be like, for Tommy to be like, well, she doesn't really know me. We're kind of like strangers. So it's like, is that okay? Is that why she's like, Daddy, just hold me when you want to? I'm like, I'm not sure what we're trying to do here, because I'm not liking this.
Daddy, hold me while I have on a crop top and what is
Booty
it called?
shorts. Sweet,
And
sweet
booty
little
shorts. What?
I was like, what? And then the cheeks are just out as she just walks around the house. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, but then you get your wholeness from your mama. Like, her mama's no better. You know what I'm saying? So at least but okay, so to the point of favoritism, they don't give a fuck about Cooper. None of them. None of them. Cooper is almost killed in an oil rig explosion.
Yeah.
And as soon as Tommy calls Angela, he's talking about the daughter. Hey, she broke up with her boyfriend, and I think I don't know if she's gonna get over it. Hey, where are you? Oh, in the hospital. I hurt my finger. What happened? Oh yeah, Cooper got blown up. Anyway, I feel like I gotta go get her some Whataburger before I go home because you know how she is. And I'm like, Cooper got blown up. Like, we gonna get to this shit? Like, none of it.
Is. And then okay, so and I was thinking, mom comes on a plane, right? Because she's like, I gotta see my baby who just blew up, right?
Nope.
No. She wants to go to the country club to have brunch and some drinks. No, that I need to rush to see my child to make sure that he is okay. No, none of that. I was like, this is weird. Like, at least Tommy went to the hospital and checked on Cooper, right?
Well, that's because he was going to the hospital anyway. But
still,
I'm like, as far as his hearing goes, I'm like, that is the quickest. They said it ruptured his eardrum, but he hears fine the next day.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least he didn't have the arm sling, which I was surprised about. Like, he didn't even get an arm sling out of that explosion. And he should have been burnt up, not pushed back. But that's his movie magic. And
at least some scratches. Like, he didn't really have too many scratches.
He looked good. I mean, I'm like,
he's nice looking guy.
Incinerated, really. Like, how the fuck are you still just walking around, like going back to
at
work?
least eyebrows and eyelashes should be gone, right?
Something like, hey, I seen Dark Man and he did not look good. Like, I'm saying, I was like we need that kind of level. But again, I was like, no one cares. So again, son is in the hospital. Daddy comes home with the Whataburger and it's like, hey, baby, I'm sorry I got you more than 3 fries. Please forgive me. Would you like to sit on daddy's lap? And she's like, no, not right now. But he's like, okay, maybe later. Then he's like, oh, yeah. Your brother's in the hospital. What happened? I got explosion or something. I don't know. Like, loser. I was like, what? As Jemani pointed out. I'm like, what is happening? Sister don't give a fuck. Mama don't give a fuck. Daddy don't give a fuck. I'm like, I need more Cooper though. He's the only
I think that's where they're going with it. It's like they have a family, and now he's gonna make a family
with the widow.
Yeah, with the the people he lives around in the trailers, the Mexicans, kind of like how Casey did with Monica and the Native Americans.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, he has that like Casey, like I'm going somewhere, you just got to be with me type of thing. And I'm like, but somehow he's doing it better because it's, how did Casey become, I'm gonna be the leader of Yellowstone? You got to start from the bottom. You got to learn how this place works. He's like, I want to know how every part of an oil company works so I can take over one day. And I'm like, that's what we could have saw Casey kind of do the same thing. Like, I start from the bottom, now I work my way up to the top. And like, that makes sense, right? So then even reactions. So then again, after getting the Whataburger, after, suggesting that maybe her dad does not want to have sex with her, she basically calls him and the son a loser for working the patch. And he's just like, well, sometimes working for the patch pays for all this. And he's like, okay, daddy, I'm sorry. Very calm, not yelling at her for some reason, not calling her a spoiled bitch and telling her to go back home. Then son, who just got out of the hospital, is like, I'm trying to go back to work. What did you say? I'm like, why are you yelling at this man who could have died? Like, you treat this young man like shit, like just straight shit. I would take this better if Billy Bob was the stepfather.
No, I'm like, Billy Bob had some valid concerns about the son going back to work. You walked away without a scratch, and you think people aren't going to blame you that whatever ribbon you were getting as the new guy, like it's not going to be tenfold when you join a new crew?
No, I'm not. Again, it's how he speaks to him. Billy Bob is short with everyone. I mean, that's who he is as a character, and all like I said, in every role he does. But this daughter, this spoiled, entitled, whole ass daughter, he is like, shh, it's okay, baby. Whatever you want. Daddy, throw away those fries. I only want 3. And his ass did it. Like, this does not make him an enduring father. This makes him a simp. And I'm like, this, I'm not sure.
Yes. I'm like, he said he's $500,000 in debt. I think a lot of that went to that ex-wife. So yeah, he you know, he's tricking on women, and I guess he sees the mother and the daughter in the mother and the daughter and the mother, whatever you want to call it. But he sees himself in the son, so that's why, you know, he treats the son like the crap that he feels.
It's funny you should bring this up, because when the daughter talks shit about him, like working on a patch is being a loser, I'm like, your mama's a loser, because basically she's trying to fuck her way to financial freedom, which is the road you're on.
Isn't that what she said? When the mom was about to, like, you know, hump on Tommy, and she was humping him, then she jumped off. She was like, the only reason why I married my husband that I have now is because of the big house and the money. And I was like, so is that Ainsley's dad? Like, real dad?
No.
No. She said, I only got married to him for her.
So I think, again, it's like they got a divorce. She got custody of Ainsley, but it's like she ain't gonna go to work. So like,
I'm talking about her. No. What she said was, I only married him because of her, not Billy Bob. It's the new husband.
I'm saying she is a single mother, so she's like, I need someone to take care of me and my daughter. So I married this other guy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So still, I ain't trying to work, and surely your daughter ain't trying to work. I want to get back to this boyfriend, because I'm trying to understand coming on me. I'm trying to understand this. So one, they're in the car, they're in the truck, and he's like, hey, can we borrow a car? Can we borrow your car? Billy Bob says, absolutely not. He's lying about his football aspirations or something. Billy Bob picks up on this, which is why he says, let's go to the football game. Like, somehow this was going to prove that that Dakota was lying about all of this. This goes nowhere.
It did go somewhere. He thought that he was making himself out to be bigger than what he was. And he actually was that guy, because when he was in the stands and he's like, he talks to the girl, he was like, yeah, I can't believe he has his ass on my daughter's, his hand on my daughter's ass. Yeah, and she thinks he's talking about him. It's like, oh, that's Dakota Lovey. And she runs down for the autograph. It's like, you gotta be shitting me. This is that guy?
No, again, I do recognize that, but what is that guy? He was clearly lying about going to Alabama University. That was the whole point. He's like, well, that guy's retired. So he never got to the point of tell the truth. Like, you are a football. So we don't know what that guy means. I don't know what that guy means. Anyway, he doesn't want to hold his girlfriend. He'd rather rub his dick on her or something. And then he disappears like Batman. Like, where the fuck did he go? Like, did he walk back to wherever they're from? Because did he call a lift all of a sudden? Like, he's just gone. And no one asked these questions. Like,
he probably
the daughter was asking
one of them girls. He probably called one of them girls that was all up in his face.
Well, Kim, even that would have been something. Like, hey, I DM'd the old girl, and she's coming to get me because she's willing to give me the draws tonight or something. But I'm like, he just disappeared. And the next thing you know, he's on Instagram or whatever. And she's like, oh my God, mommy, help me send a thirst trap to show how good. I'm like, why are we wasting our time with this bitch? Like, her and her mom.
Why do we need any of the country club scene at all? We didn't need any of that. I was like, you could have been talking about something. Give me John Hamm and Demi Moore. I don't want this.
anything
other than those two. Like,
you wanted more John Hamm playing golf and telling people, no, I don't wait for anybody.
But something else, not
business wise, like,
yeah, business wise, right?
On the rig, finally learning how to do it would have been something.
Yeah,
the cartel would have been something, right? Yes. Like, the only scene I need of that daughter is when she's genuinely happy that she thinks her parents are gonna get back together again, and she cried at the idea. Like, that again, that was a understandable 17-year-old. My parents are divorced, and then maybe they could get back again moment.
Right.
Instead of conversations about whether or not her dad does or does not want to bang her, she needs to be like, do you still love mom? You know, mom said this about you. Why is it you guys got divorced? Like, this makes sense. Like, hey, not this constant, where are my clothes? Oh, oops, my panties fell off. Like, why I feel like to your point of scandal, Kim, I feel like she's gonna fuck Monty. If she sees Monty, and Monty, again, let's say there's something going on, like he ain't all hunky dory, they're gonna be fucking. Like, that look like, or I'm trying to find the person on the patch that would be giving her the draws. I'm looking for that person. There's no one in that house. I mean, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking for that guy. Like, somebody's gonna be digging her down, and I'm gonna be like, this is not even anything I want to see. But again, she's 27, so it's okay. Like, it's okay. But I was like, it's too much, Jamani. It's too much, and it's a distraction at this point. And I'm like, you got material to work with. And also, the cliffhanger for episode 3 wasn't.
I'll put it to you this way. I think that this is gender bias or something. Because I'm like, if it was a guy and the guy was just hot and dumb or whatever, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'm like, why do we have to have such a dumb?
Jamani, let's listen to what you said and let's put this together. So if Cooper said, "Hey, mama, my girlfriend won't let me come on her. She left me. Can we curl up together as I sit here in my boxer briefs?" You would be okay with that?
Nah.
I just want to make sure we're clear. I want to make sure we're clear on that. Like, no. If he carried his drunk mother and she looked at him and said, "I would rather stay with you because I feel like I feel like this is better than being with your dad." No. Hey, mom, the reason why you don't want to cook for me hand and foot is because you don't want to have sex with me. We would have problems. A lot of problems. I say it's the other way around, but the fact that she is a woman and beautiful, that we're somewhat like, it's okay, because Billy Bob maybe wants to do it. If that was the stepfather, if he was the stepfather, we let it slide. I let it slide a little bit. Like, it would be okay, but it'd be more okay. It'd be less not okay. Because I'm like, okay, at least they're not blood. They're not blood. But he repeatedly is like, that's your mom's side of the family tree. So that is your daughter that you're holding lovingly, right?
That you were in the bed with, and she had a G-string on.
Yo,
like
he didn't even get up and get her some shorts. Like,
no.
hey, here's some boxers. Here's some sweats. Here's some sweats that I wear.
Or if you got to do it right, you're on top of the cover and she's under the cover. If you got to have that scene,
or I'm on the ground. As he said the first time, I'm asleep on the ground next to the door because you hot in the pants. And I'm like, you ain't wearing no pants, but I know you're hot in them. So I'm like, that's what you do. But be damn, you ain't 17-year-old, you ain't sitting on daddy's lap. But all
right, to that point, right?
Hold on,
she comes into bed like that, but she only comes into bed after the guy rejects the notion of them just sleeping together as what they ended up doing, right? So he's going to sleep in front of the door so she can't get out, but then all of a sudden says, "No, go sleep with him in like a thong."
Again, put on some pants and then you can go outside. At least put on some pants. And also, I got 2 roommates. So you're going to put on some pants and you're not bathing yourself in Crisco. Like, why did that even happen? Like, there's no need for this. I'm like, Taylor, what show are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. It's not, to me, it's just, I don't know why Taylor would write that. Like, that is not a good idea. Like, don't do that. It's that whole scene was totally unnecessary, but it was like it's like a man of a certain age would write it. And Taylor is not that man. He's young. He's not even that old. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I could see Billy Bob writing that. Absolutely, I could, because he comes from another generation, right? Where that's acceptable. It's not acceptable in this generation to ogle a 17-year-old girl by having her put Crisco on her body. Like,
I'm trying. I'm waiting for the girl on girl action. I feel like before the season's over, like not her mama, I pray to God not her mother, but some other young lady will come across, and then there'll be some guy that she's gonna try to go, and maybe there'll be some we ain't over. Like the daughter will be
I'm like
further exploited.
the daughter has to, when she relocates, there she will be in a new school with new prospects.
There you go. Thank you, Jemani. She'll be banging a teacher, but it needs to be.
I can see that.
I definitely can see her fucking a teacher, and like,
Yep.
and then Billy Bob has to come and save the day or whatever.
Yep.
And then, but it's like your daughter loves it, you know she do. Like I'm like he needs to find her having an OnlyFans account, and then that would make sense. Like I think you got to be 18 for that though.
In respect to what we were saying about Yellowstone yesterday, wouldn't this be more likely, being to the fact they actually build roads and stuff like that, to be like, yes, thank you for your service, oil tycoon, because you are basically the city or the town. Like, but we didn't see any of that in this, pretty much.
Well, okay, so to your point, the cartel crash should be national news. FBI should be there, DEA should be there. Like the fact that it's just the local sheriff and Tommy trying to handle this stuff doesn't make any kind of sense. And like, but and then where's the mayor? Like you would think the mayor would be involved, because like all the money that he's putting, that the company's putting into the town. Monty should be talking to the mayor to be like, look here's a couple of million. Let's just get past this. You know what I'm saying? Like we can work this out. Like that's where he should be at. At his level, but we should be seeing more of that, more like local governments.
But I don't think that they're necessarily in, like, kind of like how Disneyland is. It's like it's its own zip code or town or something like that. Like I think they're off to themselves. They're like, yeah, I can't even tell you where we are. I can just drop a pin, and you still probably won't even be able to find it.
Well, that's a little bit different reason for that thing. But I mean, to your point, I'm saying the reason that they get that kind of autonomy is because of the mayor. It's because of the governor. It was like, hey, like you bring so much money to this place, you're too big to fail, type of thing. And if they're one lawsuit away from the whole oil company going down, then like Monty would be talking to the local officials to be like, what? Not Tommy. Monty will be doing it to be like, what can we do to insulate ourselves from this thing? How do we move forward? That sort of thing. Like that. He really, and it should be some rival. In fact, it wasn't even their oil truck. The way I took it as, it was someone else's oil truck. Like another, he said, why was this oil truck even here? So I took it at like it was a rival company's truck that did it. So I was like, what? So anyway, so that's why I was like even confused about, was it one of their, because why would one of their trucks not know? I guess they don't know when random cartels are going to land their fucking planes. But yeah. It's random. It was random as fuck. And like again, you would think the cartel would again coordinate better with their land sharer, you know what I'm saying, with the oil company. And that's what Tommy comes in. They'll be like, yo, don't use this road for the next 72 hours. We got some shit going on. Okay. I forgot to tell so-and-so drove the truck, and that's how we got here. And that's why the cartel is like, your daughter's sexy as hell. Let's see how she looks without her feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like now the daughter's relevant because like she's in danger. So now this makes sense. They put her in Crisco. But they're about to
think about it. You can, like, as we discussed about blaming it on a dead person on some other show we were doing, they could blame it on the driver of the tanker. They could blame it on the pilot of the plane, and nobody can say anything different because it's just a hole in the ground now.
So that's true, but again, now they're talking about two things. Now it's the oil explosion, but you're right. Like you're right. They could have blamed one again. Someone stole our stuff, but no, they're trying to say that it's Tommy's fault because he can't keep control of the stuff. Like you're losing trucks on a regular basis. You're losing planes apparently on a regular basis. And therefore you are negligent that you can't keep track of corporate stuff. That's what I'm saying. So that's why he's the blame for that either way. Like the truck hit the plane. Why was the plane there? And then that sort of thing. But again, I don't know how much the core stuff is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? Because they need Rebecca there for a while. so the relationship can blossom. I don't know. And then I want to see a Beth situation. The daughter's gonna get jealous. The daughter's gonna be like, "That's my daddy. I sit on his lap," and like I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that moment. So
Well,
then
that
Rebecca
might happen because she wants her dad and her mom back together. So that may happen. I mean, yeah.
I feel it's gonna have a different context though. I think it's gonna be more like excuse me, and she's gonna be walking around her drawers for some reason, and she's gonna be like, also, Mom, can you help me take some Instagram photos? She's like, did you have a bikini? Like she's wearing a bikini in the photos. Like we've already established that all she brings is booty shorts and bikinis. Like
yes.
Even when she's waiting for her mom to show up and she's wearing the jean jacket, she's like got her shoulder out in a midriff. I'm like, what is happening? And a father doesn't go cover your ass up. I can't have everybody looking at you. Like you're making it harder for me, and you're making me hard. I don't know, just something.
And I'm like, everything she wants in the kitchen just has to be on the top shelf.
Oh my, Jamani. How many Instagram videos have been made like this of the girl just randomly jumping, like to be like, I can't reach it. I'm like, damn it. Like, I would take it better if she had an OnlyFans account. I would take it better. It would make sense why she's doing this silly shit. Like, I'm trying to get my numbers up.
Can we all agree that why of all people would Taylor Sheridan write this?
I don't know.
I mean, he did have a writing partner, I guess Christian Wallace or something. I've never heard of him. But still, I'm just very disappointed that Taylor would do this. Like, what?
Hey, I texted Jamani this. He's taking the 50 Cent route. Because did you notice the 4 6s in the background at the bar? Like, it's like,
I didn't pay attention.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a lot of product placement in this. Dr. Pepper, like Michelob, there's a lot of product placement in this show. Like, there's some money invested. They're like, hey, has anyone seen that Coca-Cola truck? I love Sprite. Anybody got a Sprite? Anyway, you're doing too much, Taylor. You're doing too much.
But anybody want to go to the 666 ranch?
Right? Anybody want to go to the 4 6s? Anybody got a couple shots of 4? I need 4 shots of 4 6s. Anybody? But when I saw it in the background, I was like, come on, effing vodka. Come on, effing. Just start popping bottles.
I'm like, with the whole Dr. Pepper scene, when he goes and gets that, and I'm like, that's the best version of the tribute to you because you're the man in the town or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're having a bad day. Oh, I got some weed for you, no charge. I'm like, must be good to be Billy Bob.
He's like, no, I'm sorry. I just want that Dr. Pepper. It's so refreshing. So refreshing. Come on, we gotta get to Frumville and the woo, that was a beast. Anyway, that was actually a good show for once. All right, Jamani, any final words? What do you want to see? What do you want to see out of this season? I don't
want to see any more snakes.
Me either, Jamani. I'm with you on that one.
I'm gonna start calling you Indiana Jones.
I want to see, I guess, more of John Hamm, but no more than necessary. I'm like, I think Demi Moore is there. I guess like they said, we have enough to pay you for one line per episode, and like we'll give you that big check, and you'll be in some notable scenes and stuff the second season. But she's just like doing cameos right now, just for like, name recognition.
Yeah. I think you're right, Giovanni. I think it's a conscious effort to make sure they don't have to, because they have to pay her for line. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just stand there, look nice. Like,
yeah, and I want to find out more about him being in debt, and like, you would think that having such a managerial or power authority position, he would be able to afford his own apartment or house or something, but he's so far in debt. He has 2 other roommates. Like, there's a story there. And
so Kim said the same thing. Kim said the same thing. I submit to you, this is not his residence. This is corporate housing. It's not the same thing. Like Monty is providing that. Therefore, other employees live there. Like, it's not his place. It's not coming out of his money. It's like corporate housing. So that's
even more of a point of like, how are you broke when you have, like, because they're like, oh, this is like a lottery ticket working on the patch. You're making almost 200 grand a year with no education and everything. How much is he making?
Yeah. No, I mean, to your point, but again, maybe that's because all that money is going to the debt. So maybe that's what I'm saying. Like the that he would be banking is going to the debt because he
and I'm like, was he gambling? What exactly?
Where did the money go? Where did the money go? I don't know. Maybe
to the ex-wife's plastic surgery.
Yo, she got a lot of it because that body's tight. You see that face? Like it costs money to look that good at that age.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, come on, we gotta get the front bill. Come on.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, and watch Landman because it's the shit.
All right, I don't know about that one, but thank you, Jemani. Boop. Kim, any final words?
Yeah. We didn't have anybody in chat today, but that's fine. When you guys watch this video, we appreciate you being in chat and joining the conversation. Please just like the video, share the video with anyone and everyone. We're trying to reach 500 views per video. We're also trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by December 15th, and we're almost there. So we just need a little bit more help. If you could please share the video, like the video, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. And thank you very much for coming to our channel. We really, truly appreciate it. So we should be back in a couple of minutes with From. Yay! Bye.
Thank you. That's right. We're going to Fromville and saying goodbye to that show, which already got a season 4. So we're gonna do that. So we'll see you in that room. I'm sure we're gonna get some comments. All right. Goodbye. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoyed the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
Anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.